Just before midnight on April 30th, skywatchers across several western states saw a bright fireball streak through the heavens. A police officer working in the Northwest Valley caught a glimpse of the colorful object on his body cam. At nearly the same time, a Ring camera in the area recorded a strange noise and what sounds like a crash. One family living in a ranch-style home had a much closer view of the object. Two brothers and their father were working on a vehicle in their yard when they caught a glimpse of a sparkly object as it came crashing down, then were hit by what they describe as a shockwave. One of the witnesses, a young man named Angel, has stated when the brothers looked into the yard where the object landed, that spot was obscured and blurry, as if by unknown form of camouflage. What they saw next prompted a frantic call to 911.
Show your face! Show your face, please, with sugar on top!
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, we're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, this topic here is interesting for so many reasons, man. To be honest with y'all, I wasn't going to do a video on it because I don't know why, but lately I really haven't been in the mood for videos. I've been resorting to posting on Instagram instead, and it's mainly because I've been more on the road lately, so I haven't had much time to do videos. But this one is actually important, because I had to. I feel a lot of people have totally overlooked the current events that have been happening in this world lately. The main one is this alien crash that happened in Las Vegas. Not only the alien crash, but the whole Canada wildfires, quote unquote, and yeah, man, like I said, alien crash. Now you would think that more people would be concerned being that an alien crash happened on Earth, where for years they told us aliens didn't even exist, and now people were able to capture a whole video of these aliens. Now, could it be these guys are staging this whole thing to try and get us ready for this alien invasion they've been speaking about for the longest? Maybe. However, I feel that it's something we all should be concerned about because they're not only confirming that aliens do exist, but they're actually telling them that they are amongst us. Alright, so I want to run a few clips of the news describing the event and then speak on what it may mean for humanity as a whole at the end and point out some key things in the story that may have went over a lot of people's heads. So let's get straight into what the reports are saying happened on May 1st, 2023. Now, reports say that on May 1st, a family dialed 911 telling the operator that they witnessed an unexplainable object fall from the sky, landing on their property. One of the family members recalls seeing 8 to 10 foot tall beings that looked nothing like humans. The family member who was in the family's backyard with his father and brother described what they saw to the operator, saying, quote, "We just see in the corner of our eye something fall down from the sky, and it was with lights, and when they would hit down there, it was a big impact and we felt like an energy. And then we hear like a lot of footsteps near us, and then we have like big equipment, and we see there's like 8-foot person beside it, another one's inside and it has big eyes and it's looking at us. They're very large, they're like 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
8 News Now
Now, there was officers nearby who received a call about the object falling from the sky, who happened to be in the area as well, and they also seen the UFO fall from the sky as well. One of the officers actually caught the sighting with his body camera. So the officers would proceed to investigate and even stop the car to ask them if they seen the UFO as well, saying, quote, "Did you guys see anything fall out the sky?" One of my partners actually said he saw it too. So did you happen to see anything? I'm not BSing you here. Again, I would probably normally discount it as not real, but I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said he saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further. Now, nothing came out of the situation, and the case and investigation has been closed solely on the basis that the claims that were made during the 911 call were never found. However, the police body cam was still released to the public. But here's where things get a little tricky. Now watch this clip.
A few days later, the family says 2 Metro sergeants returned to the scene to ask follow-up questions. The family says they also saw men in suits and sunglasses driving in a car with government plates cruising slowly past the house in the following days. Nellis and Creech have denied any interest or involvement with the incident. Metro has indicated they believe the family that something crashed in their yard. But what?
You mentioned, George, in that piece that they were frozen because so many people have been critical of, like, why didn't they get their phone out? Why didn't they shoot the video? Do we know if there's even any video of this incident?
Yes and no. So there's a surveillance camera in the backyard. The property owner keeps that because he's got a lot of expensive equipment there. What we were told is that at the moment this thing comes down and crashed, this camera went out, and it was out for a couple of minutes. When it came back on, the object was gone, but the circle was there. We've been told by Angel in multiple phone conversations that he shot video of the creatures. We haven't seen it, and we don't know anybody else who's seen it yet, so maybe he'll release it at some point.
It's getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, all over.
Now, they said days after the family began seeing men in suits and sunglasses driving slowly in vehicles with government plates around the area, and Channel 8 News says that they scheduled at least 3 interviews with the family, but when they turned up to shoot, the family was a no-show 3 times. Now, I'd like to also include that one of the family members said that he actually did record and got video of the aliens or the beings on his phone, even though there were security cameras on the property that the news claimed went out during the crash, but returned back on when the aircraft disappeared, leaving just a circular, motion in the ground. Not really nothing.
They heard the patter of multiple feet in the yard. They later heard footsteps on their roof. They saw one of the 8-foot-tall creatures climb behind the controls of a large front loader stored in the yard as if trying to engage it. He got a good look at one of the creatures, he said, a greenish-grayish being with large eyes and long legs. He says he could hear its deep breaths, and when he locked eyes, he was, in essence, frozen in place, couldn't move. In the middle of the yard, where the object had crashed, then vanished, a circular impression was left in the soil.
Okay, where is this on your property?
Metro sources say the police dispatcher initially wondered whether to send a crisis intervention team to help the troubled witness, but then took the incident seriously. 2 officers arrived 38 minutes after the call, and by then had heard from other officers. They proceeded cautiously and managed some nervous laughs.
I ain't dealing with that.
That's kind of sketchy. Now, it's a lot of questions I got, right? First question I got is that why were men in black suits and glasses with government plates showing up to the scene of the crash days after if it wasn't nothing? Not only that, but where is the footage of these beings, and why haven't the family member posted it anywhere on the internet? What's keeping him from posting something like that in this generation of non-stop social media? That'll definitely be something to post about. But then if this happened on May 1st, why did reports and everything about it, including the body cam footage, just so happen to all come out on June 10th? Which means that this was a whole month plus after, the whole situation actually occurred. Wouldn't something like that be very concerning and worthy of putting out right away? And y'all pay attention, because I don't know what's going on, but here's 3 events that happened almost back to back simultaneously that's been kind of sketchy and got people wondering what's going on in our skies. Now, number 1, remember that solar boom they were talking about that occurred around June 4th, where they told us an unidentified helicopter was flying over Washington, D.C., and when they sent military jets up there to intercept the helicopter, they witnessed an unconscious pilot, so they took it out the sky, and the noise everyone heard was due to the helicopter crashing. Y'all remember that? Well, then after, they updated us and told us no survivors was found, and the helicopter remains wasn't even found either, despite it being knocked out of the sky. Well, then you have DC residents that actually were living in DC They say it was a very loud noise that actually shook the whole DC, and people thought it was actually an earthquake. Now number two, the wildfires that they claimed were so strong that a big black, thick, yellow cloud migrated all the way to New York on June 7th from Canada, where they urge everyone to get inside, and if they're outside, wear a mask, but the air quality will be very low, and breathing in the air may cause headaches, irritated eyes, fatigue, difficulty breathing, chest pains, asthma attacks, irritated throat, and coughing. Alright, then number three, this alien crash right here landing that was reported and made public June 10th, despite it already happening since May 1st. Now, if you ask me, it seems like either they're trying to distract us from something in that sky, or they're trying to cover something up. And another thing I realized is the common factor of all these events for my gematria people is the number 3 within the date duration. Alright, June 4th, June 7th, and June 10th. 3s. Now, is it just a coincidence? Maybe, but for the people that know how powerful that number 3 is within that whole, weird Masonic world and all that, then you know exactly what's going on. Now, once again, the key things I realize no one is talking about is the fact that one of the family members says they have video footage of the unknown beings that are 10 feet tall. Then the government vehicles that arrived by the family home, in which I'm assuming is because they witnessed something they wasn't supposed to see, and claim to have recordings of it. And y'all know how the government get when you're in a position to expose something they've been working so hard to hide from the public. So, with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think about the UFO landing, man. Do y'all think it's real? Do y'all think it's cap? Honestly, I want to see that video. I highly doubt that we're ever going to be able to see that video, even though he said out his own mouth that they have video footage. I doubt it's ever going to be made public. And hell, he probably even lose his life before that footage even come out. Something y'all gotta check on that family. Because them people showing up in them government vehicles, they ain't show up for nothing. And that's all I'm gonna say, man. And I've always been a firm believer that we aren't the only beings on this earth, and to think we are, you have to be very close-minded, because if you knew the type of galaxy and planet we are a part of, then you wouldn't think like that. But that's just me. So make sure y'all jump in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this. What y'all think about the 8 to 10 foot beings. Y'all think it's real? Do you think it's cap? Whatever. Jump in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.